Hello and welcome to the Brick Cave Media Podcast. My name is Marcus Campbell, poet and author of My Identity as a Stereotypical Side Character from Brick Cave Books. Joining me tonight is my co-host, fellow poet and author, Patrick Hare.
Hi Marcus, Patrick Hare here, author of Corporate Boilerplate Vinegar from Brick Cave Books. The Brick Cave Podcast is brought to you by the BC Book Club, Brick Cave Media's community portal for readers that love Brick Cave books and authors, and no others.
And no others. You must read exclusively our works. Speaking of reading exclusively our own works, are you reading or working your way through anything at the moment, Patrick?
Not book-wise. I've been watching the One Piece series with my son because he's in the Japanese class, and it helps. I took Japanese for 2 years in college. He's much further along than I am. In understanding the language because he's been taking it in high school for 3 years. And so watching the series, it helps you understand the katakana and the kanji, and then also the conversation, although their favorite word is baka, which means idiot. So
that does tend to be pretty common. Even in dubs, even if you're watching dub, or even dub with the subs like a true savage, then that's the worst way to watch anime if anybody isn't on the internet or doesn't watch anime themselves. But colloquially considered at least. That's really cool that you're using that to learn Japanese, or that you already know Japanese and that you and your son are kind of to use it to kind of brush up, or does it deepen your knowledge?
It helps because you see that they introduce the episode and you got to sort of figure out what the hiragana and katakana characters are quickly because they just blurb right through it, and so
changed the language on the bottom too.
Well, no. It's still we still have the English translation on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise,
okay.
But
I was like,
wow.
The
tone of the conversation and what they're saying and the words that they're using. I mean, part of it is because I would like to go to Japan and take my son there and do things. But
Absolutely.
Part of that would be I'd also like to be able to walk around a little bit more and because college was a long time ago. And so I'm glad I remember as much as I did from college, but it's also nice to refresh that and see more of it in action.
That's really cool.
There are 1,000 episodes of this show, and we're 200 and some episodes in. So my son started watching them a lot before I did, but I could say I've got at least 100 episodes under my belt for it. That's awesome.
That's so cool you guys are watching that together, and you'll have so much time to work through all those episodes. Just so much bond over, and Patrick's my co-host said 1,000 episodes. I think it's closer to 1,200 at this point. I don't want to hurt his heart, but
well, once you skip the intro, that takes about 7 minutes out of it.
That's exactly what people started doing, and the One Piece series actually has a very interesting version of filler, where ordinary filler might have a whole episode is devoted to something that doesn't happen in the main story, or 3 or 4 episodes in a row. Sometimes in the case of like Naruto, 10 episodes in a row will be completely non-canon episodes. Naruto and a bunch of people will go to a village and they'll shop and some ninjas will attack them, and it'll take 10 episodes to defeat them, and it'll not matter at all to the story, and then once the manga's running again, it'll restart. Dragon Ball Z, they go up in the air and they scream for huge extended periods of time. Goku runs down the dragon path for a year and a half in real time throughout my entire adolescence and never progresses his story. One Piece has extended punches.
Oh, yeah.
And these prolonged, like a foot stepping on the ground. And it'll take 3-4 seconds. And it'll be like, dong. It's a very interesting version of filler. There's a version of One Piece online that I will plug. You might have to sail the high seas a little if you catch my drift, Yo ho ho.
Baby.
But there's a yo ho ho, the pirate's life for me. But there is a version of One Piece. It's called One Pace, and what they did is they went out and edited all the filler, so it cuts all the episode runtimes down, and they're able to combine several episodes and do things like that. So it cuts the episode count down by a lot. And they've had community, the fan base and the community has gotten subtitles and dubs and subs and all kinds of things up and running on it. It's pretty cool, little fan thing that they've left running and left up. I have no idea why, but it's still up.
Wow.
So if you ever get really engaged in the story and you just want it to go faster, there is a way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like they're rescuing Robin, and there were 8 episodes where the same thing was happening in 20 seconds worth of time, But then there's a flashback. Inside the flashback, there's another flashback.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get a notebook to understand what's going on here.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
keep track of it. Draw a map, maybe.
Absolutely. There's one fight at the end of Naruto that I think takes a season and a half, and because within it there are flashbacks and new stories and people underground doing a thing with a flashback and a new story and people flying with a flashback and a story. It's absolutely bonkers. So the storytelling is a really interesting thing. I'm excited to delve into the book that just arrived from Amazon before I got here. I just got it, which I haven't had the pleasure of reading.
Oh, well, that's an interesting book.
Yeah, I haven't had the pleasure of reading it, but I've obviously seen all the other media that everybody else has, and I think the Dune series really desensitized me to a long book, like a 700 plus page book. I just does not bother me at all anymore.
Well, Stephen King desensitized people because his book The Stand, originally when it came out, it was 600 pages, and that was heavily edited. Then he re-released it with the extra 600 pages in it because after a while, it's like your editor's like, wait a second, we can sell the same book again with the stuff we took out of it the first time, and you just update the references a little bit to, instead of the 1970s, it's the 1990s, and they made a TV series out of it twice. So
yeah, cash
not?
money. Yeah, I was shocked at how long it was, and I know I've heard a lot of like other people and authors and random people on panels talk about how it's one of the longest books they ever read, or it's the longest book they ever read. But I've never seen it on a shelf, and then I got it and I was like, whoa, Steven, you gotta chill, man. This is crazy. There's no way every word in that book is necessary, but I'm super excited to dig in and read
I
it.
was getting paid by the word that year.
Yeah,
I'll show you guys.
You would think he was Dickens, the way that man is writing. Like, he's literally getting paid by the word. It's crazy. Crazy. But we will move on to this month's topics. We have so much exciting stuff on our Brick Cave calendar, including the Tucson Festival of Books coming up March 14th through 15th. Patrick, I hear you're going to be down there? Tucson?
Yes, I'm going to be down there in Tucson, manning the booth. I understand the booth is going to be twice as big this year, which means twice the room to, not bang around on people, but it should be interesting to see if it's got the same organic flow.
Yeah, we gotta work on that organic.
Feng shui, man.
Yeah, we gotta have Ray Kroc come through and look at our assembly lines and really tell us where we're slacking and where we need to pick our stuff up.
Stand on a tennis court and figure it all out.
Absolutely. The 2 booths should be nice. It should be nice to have the extra space so people can get in and kind of talk to the authors a little bit more. Get their books signed, perhaps, by all the authors that will be there. The two booths should be really nice. Will you be there both days?
I plan on being, yeah.
Woo!
We'll
Very
see,
exciting.
Haul me out of there or something. I mean, I don't know who the celebrity authors are going to be this year. So.
Oh, wow.
Is there a mystery if you're going to be there?
There is a mystery if I'm going to be there or not. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be there or not.
Because the books are right behind you.
Oh, yeah. I've got books. Whoa! And I should maybe hopefully have samples of new things by then too, but those will just be freebies. I love handing out freebies. If you ever see me at an event, I always have freebies. I love me a freebie.
You like to give them a taste.
Yeah. Yeah. I just like throwing them around. I might have given one of you random people one at an airport once. I have been known to walk up on people in airports that I see reading and just give them little zines.
Before 9/11, people were doing that crap all the time. You would get people in the terminal, past the metal detector, the Krishnas and everyone else.
Yes, everyone assumes it's always something religious, and they're like, oh, I'm not. And I'm like, oh, no, it's just like a random little poem. You can throw away if you want. Like, I don't really care. And people always go like, oh, cool. It's always interesting. But you're not the first person who said that, of like the Christian, like that exact reference. So that must have been fairly common.
It was painful, especially at LAX. You'd be transferring through there, and boy, I don't know if I had a target on my back or something, but I even got one of their free books that had a picture of the Maharishi and George Harrison on the front of it. I'm like, okay. Neither one of them wrote the book, but they're there.
They're pictured on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 75 years, one of those might be worth something on Antiques Roadshow. You never know.
Could be, yeah.
Now, no one has these anymore because everyone threw them in the dumpster. So they're actually exceptionally rare. Now, what you have here is a George Harrison Maharishi cover. I estimate at auction it may be worth $200 to $300. But at Tucson Festival of Books, you will also find Brick Cave authors Bruce Davis, Sharon Skinner, K.A. Bledsoe, and Adrian Miles. So if you guys want to pick up those copies of those new books and get those signed, then those people will be in attendance.